What is going on, guys? We're back in beautiful Palo Alto. Nice evening. What I've been thinking about a lot is habits of thought. I feel like most people, when you talk to them about habits, typically your mind immediately goes to like, what actions are you taking? Like, are you making your bed in the morning? Do you have a certain wake up time? All action based. And what I've increasingly noticed is that habits are more so centered around thoughts to a deeper level than most people realize. And what I've been increasingly noticing, just interacting with people, is that circumstances will have a role on your outlook, your mental outlook, whether it be positive or negative. But a lot of the people I interact with that are doing really well, it's irrespective of circumstances. And it's just that whatever habits of thought that they've built up are just so strong. They have a very strong belief that makes them think positively. They're optimistic, and it builds on itself, just as if you have negative habits of thought, they'll also build on themselves. You'll think negatively. You won't have belief. Because you don't have belief, you won't take action. Because you won't take action, you won't get the result. And therefore, you're reinforcing that negative belief, that pessimism. And so, irrespective of circumstance, again, circumstance definitely plays a role in how easy it is to be optimistic or pessimistic, but a lot of times people will be in pretty treacherous situations, but they'll just have a positive mindset. And their day from the outside may look seemingly bad, but their positive mindset just self-reinforces itself, and everything has a very optimistic feel for them. And when I've been interacting with people with very negative mindsets, I mean, there's not really much you can do, because they're in this self-fulfilling loop, building negative momentum a lot of times, or maybe they're stuck sort of in the middle. And I feel like you just need to go through tough situations, tough lessons. You need to have something that changes. Like last week I talked about how you can move to different places, or I've always found it beneficial to move to different places. Prime example right there. You move to different places, it forces you to think about things differently, and then you're able to develop new habits of thought, whether they're good or bad. But if you just stay in the same spot, doing the same thing every day, centered around the same people, taking in the same information, it's a lot harder to do that. And so you're stuck in these same loops, these same thought loops. So it's a personal journey for everybody. But I think it's fundamentally the one, if not the only thing to really work on. I was just listening to Nick Saban, and he talks about how in '89 versus Ohio State, they changed their approach to the game, where it went from no longer being result oriented, trying to win the game, but rather it's like every single play, just bringing all of your discipline, all of your persistence, all of your focus, all of your energy, and just focusing it on whatever the current play is, and doing that over 60 minutes and forgetting about the result, because when you look back, you can't be worried or upset about the result because you literally just focused on the present moment and did your absolute best the entire time. Again, it's like reinforcing or forcing upon yourself positive, optimistic thoughts. Because you're not thinking about the outcome, you're just thinking about doing your best in the present moment. You are accepting some sort of belief that in that moment you can do something great, and then it carries to the next moment and the next moment. And just as negative emotions reinforce themselves, the positive belief by focusing on the present moment also reinforces itself. So clearly I don't really have any conclusion with this, just playing around with some ideas. But I hope you guys have a good rest of this evening. We're getting after it this Monday, getting the week started, so keep killing it this week, boys. I'll catch you guys soon.